Welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right in because today we're going on a seriously fascinating journey. We're going to look at exactly how a raw, messy scoop of earth from a farmer's field actually transforms into high-tech, AI-driven agricultural advice. It's a process that's quite literally changing the landscape of global farming. And don't worry, we're going to unpack exactly how these digital soil monitoring tools operate using simple, everyday language. No confusing tech jargon, I promise. All right, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for the explainer. We're tracing a literal timeline today. We'll start with the soil data revolution, move into collecting dirt and data, add eyes in space, check out the AI prediction engine, and finally, delivering insights. We are going all the way from a muddy field up to a satellite in orbit and right back down to a farmer's smartphone. So, Chapter 1, the soil data revolution, transforming agriculture one scoop at a time. You see, across places like India, farm distress often stems from a completely hidden issue, which is nutrient imbalance in the soil. This whole digital ecosystem is built to fix exactly that. Now, this brings us to a fundamental question, and it's the core of what we're talking about today. How does a scoop of dirt actually become digital data? It is super easy to throw around buzzwords like big data and the cloud, but dirt is messy, it's physical, it's scattered across millions of acres. Let's shift our focus to the literal physical to digital journey that makes all of this possible. The ultimate goal of scooping up that dirt is to create what's known as a soil health card. I want you to think of this just like a medical chart you'd get from your own doctor. When you go in for a health checkup, you give a blood sample, right? And the doctor uses that chart to prescribe exactly what you need. Well, a soil health card does the exact same thing, but for a farm. It details the precise nutrient status, stuff like pH levels, organic carbon, vital minerals, so the system can prescribe the exact amount of fertilizer and care that specific piece of land needs. It completely eliminates all that expensive, traditional guesswork. Moving right along to Section 2, collecting dirt and data. This is the physical to digital bridge. Let's see exactly how this literal blood sample is drawn from the earth and ingested into a digital network. Let's watch how this builds across 3 key steps. Step 1 happens right out on the farm, where soil is collected and geotagged using a mobile device. Step 2 brings in the mSoil app to log all the farmer's details and those GPS coordinates. And finally, Step 3, the physical dirt is shipped to the ICRISAT lab for rapid, high-volume chemical analysis. The physical dirt and its digital footprint are now perfectly linked together. Seeing this logistical pipeline in action is wild. It literally starts with a hole in the ground, moves through a mobile app, and tracks that sample all the way to a high-tech laboratory. Just think about the sheer organization required to manage thousands of samples, label them with unique QR codes, and turn raw earth into structured chemical data like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It is a massive undertaking. I absolutely love the stark visual contrast here. Over on the left is the messy physical reality, raw soil sitting in filters, dripping liquid for analysis. But then on the right, you have the exact moment that translates into clean, trackable data on the live mSoil digital dashboard. This system monitors thousands of samples daily across different districts, tracking the daily upload count in near real time. It is the perfect marriage of raw earth and structured data. Let's jump to Chapter 3, adding eyes in space, expanding the data with remote sensing. Because hey, if the soil sample is a blood test, the farm really needs a full body scan too. And that brings us up to space. What's really fascinating here is how the ecosystem balances 2 vital types of information. We've got what we call ground truth. That's the in situ sensors and lab tests we just talked about, measuring exact soil moisture and nutrients on a specific acre. But we pair that with sky truth, satellites capturing macro-level regional weather, precipitation, and broad vegetation data across entire continents. So ground truth gives you the exact localized details, while sky truth gives you the big picture, all without needing costly manual measurements on every single inch of land. Now, when talking about sky truth, you might hear a highly technical term thrown around called NDVI, or Normalized Difference Vegetation Index. That sounds incredibly complicated, so let's completely de-jargonize it. It is essentially just satellite vision for plant health. By measuring the types of light bouncing off the earth, satellites can tell exactly how green and healthy a crop is from miles above. When you combine that with advanced radar systems that can even peer right through cloud cover, you get a continuous digital eye in the sky monitoring crop vitality around the clock. Chapter 4, the AI prediction engine, the brain of the operation. So where does all this ground truth and sky truth actually go? It all finally meets in a centralized digital brain. You can think of the AI as our brilliant lead doctor. To make an accurate diagnosis, this AI engine eats a massive, continuous diet of big data. It just constantly digests temperature and humidity levels, precipitation and rainfall data, our lab-tested soil nutrients, and historical crop yield statistics. By feeding all these ingredients into deep learning models, the AI can intelligently predict climate events, forecast pest outbreaks, and even assess crop yields up to 3 months in advance. It's basically finding incredibly complex patterns in the noise that a human mind simply never could. Finally, Chapter 5, Delivering Insights to Farmers, bringing the data back home. Because, let's be real, all this incredible AI and satellite data is completely useless if it stays stuck on some computer server in a lab. Check out this number, 487 million. That is the massive number of active WhatsApp users in India. It's a staggering figure, but it perfectly explains how we solve the delivery problem. You see, you don't need to force a farmer to buy expensive new technology or learn some complicated new software program. You just meet them where they already are. Customized chatbots leveraging WhatsApp are the ultimate frictionless delivery mechanism to instantly share complex AI advisories directly to the people who need them the most. And to make sure we don't overwhelm the user with raw data, the final prescription is simplified drastically. Pilots in places like Bihar and Assam prove that simpler is vastly better. These visual soil health cards use simple, color-coded bands, easy-to-understand icons, and basic high, medium, or low nutrient indicators. Instead of handing someone a dense, confusing spreadsheet, the farmer gets straightforward, crop-specific tips right on their mobile phone. It sharply improves their understanding and, most importantly, the actual adoption of the advice. So the crucial point here is this beautiful, closed loop. We started our journey with this farmer, scooping dirt in the mud, and we end with him, standing in his own field, holding cloud-processed, AI-generated guidance right in the palm of his hand. The fertilizer blend he chooses to apply tomorrow isn't going to be based on tradition or guesswork. It'll be a precision decision supported by satellite vision, laboratory chemistry, and machine learning. I want to conclude this explainer by leaving you with this final, really provocative thought directly from our sources. They say, we must stop treating soil data as a file in an office and start treating it as open, living soil infrastructure. When we bridge the gap between dirt and data using these simple, accessible tools, we aren't just creating a cool new smartphone app. We are quite literally building the foundational digital infrastructure that will secure our global food supply for generations to come. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and honestly, I hope this changes how you look at the ground beneath your feet.